Hi guys, and welcome to another Sunday's Impulse. So we have finally arrived in autumn, so let's get started doing something really much to do with autumn and falling leaves and everything. Everywhere outside you can see the autumn. You can see falling leaves, and it is so beautiful to walk by the water and just see how the leaves are floating in there and how these lovely autumn colors are just all over the place. So I already went outside to collect a couple of leaves, and we're gonna work on just a random old piece of paper, cardboard, or whatever, and we're just gonna improvise. So here I got two artworks that I have absolutely no idea what to do with except do something, well, improvised and challenging. So for this particular challenge, I'm gonna go with this artwork of mine. I've made this a while ago and I really didn't know how to proceed on this. And since this reminds me really much of a lake or just a small river in autumn, I'm gonna go with this one today. So what you're gonna need today is a palette or something else to mix some colors, a brush, and some nice seasonal colors. So I have chosen to go with this light yellow since the leaves that I found outside were this nice yellowish autumn color, and I really wanted to bring this into the painting that I'm making. But also I definitely needed some darker colors, so I chose to take this brown as well, and also some red tones that I'm gonna mix with burnt sienna and some green, because you can always spot a little bit of green even when every other color is just like warm reddish or yellowish. There's always going to be green in the leaves, and it just mixes really nicely. Now we're starting off by coloring the leaves, and yeah, I'm just gonna try and mix them in the way that they look like they're just changing their color. So gonna add some yellow and some red. This is harder than it seems because, yeah, the acrylic paint is kind of thick and it sticks a lot to the leaves and tends to fall off your hands, so don't be scared to get messy. It's gonna get messy anyways. So yeah, here this happened that it just dropped from my hand and I decided to do a little bit of a change in plans. Since I initially wanted to just stamp in the leaves, I decided to then just go and surround the leaves with color instead. And we're just gonna go and repeat this same thing over the entire upper part of the painting, and we're just gonna stop like kind of in the middle with adding color and just leave it at only the background in the middle. Take your time while doing this step. It's really challenging sometimes, and yeah, I tore a couple of leaves on the process, and it's a shame if you're like making nice prints and then at the last minute, at the last second, you just ruin it by taking a little bit too much paint to the wrong place. So really just dive into the process and color up the background behind the leaves. It's very satisfying to just continue to spread paint, and then you just peel off the leaf and see that it made a beautiful image. Once you have established the upper part of the painting, it will look a bit like some kind of autumny forest, and yeah, that's exactly the look that we wanted to achieve. And now we're just gonna work in the foreground, actually the lower part of the painting, and do actual stamping there. As I tried in the beginning, I'm now just gonna spread some autumn colors on the back sides of the leaves. And yeah, I'm just mixing again intuitively what kind of colors these leaves should have. And then after slightly coloring them in, I'm just gonna turn around this nice leaf and make a little bit of a stamp. By using the brush, I make sure to like completely attach the leaf to the background. Now when I peel this off, I see the hint of the leaves, and that just amplifies a little bit this water effect that I have intended in this one. And it's very nice that you can just see a little bit of the leaves coming also to the front part. Now we're just gonna repeat this whole process on the entire front of the painting, well, the down side of it, and then it's already established. So we've got the image kind of set, and now I just want to establish a nice leaf in the foreground that's really popping out of this watery autumn-like scene. For this, I'm just gonna take again one of the leaves that I have collected and carefully shade around it with burnt umber. And yeah, so that we just have like a bit of an orientation. We're just gonna like kind of do like we did at the start, but still not so much so that we don't cover the entire established painting that we have worked on so hard. As you can see, there's a little bit of a guideline now coming from the shadow, and we're just gonna use this to our advantage to see where we want to position the leaf. Now I'm trying to like just give them a little bit of texture and depth already just by pointing out where the leaves actually are. Again, using some yellow because I like the reference leaves that were just this nice autumny yellow color. So by now we got this background established with this watery autumn scene and also the leaf placed in the foreground. So now we're gonna take a size 4 brush or smaller if you prefer, and we're just gonna work on the details. So I want to add some shadows into this leaf so it's not just like a flat yellow surface, but also got some depth to it. This is what we're at right now, and we're just gonna let this dry at first before placing the highlights. Now once this is dry, we're just gonna add some very light yellowish highlights to it. And yeah, I'm just gonna start at the tips of the leaves and pull down the highlights towards the side. Now, once you just add a bit of the yellowish white touch, it's gonna look like not connected to the leaf. So, little tip over here, just add random autumn colors to it to just sort of blend it into each other, that it stays lighter at the tip and at the side, but you can still like really see a transition there, and it's not just a blob of lighter paint. Yeah, and then we're just gonna get this smooth transition from a highlight into the autumn colors. After still adding a couple of details and extra highlights, we're kind of already done, and I think this was really fun. Now we got this nice leaf in the front and this autumny, kind of misty looking background, and I hope you enjoyed this video, and I also hope you enjoy autumn as much as I do. As always, I got the longer process of this art creation on my Patreon, as well as an option to purchase all my Sunday's Impulse artworks that I am making. I hope you enjoyed this video, and I hope to see you next time around.